press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
In the last class, we are learning about the chapter number 3 in the earliest cities, isn't it? We already learned about the story of Harappa. What was special characteristics of the cities, and then we also learned houses and drains and streets, how they built the houses, drains and streets in Harappa. And also we already learned the life in the city. How was the life in the city? Next we learn about new crafts in the city. I already explained some points. New crafts in the city. Let us learn about that. Okay. New crafts in the city. New crafts. New crafts in the city. I already explained some points. I will repeat once again. So we already, the archaeologist found some of the objects were made and used by these Harappans. Among them, some important things which were made and used by these Harappans, those were made by stones, shells and metals. Especially they used the stones, shells and metals to made these important objects. Okay, I already told they used the metals like copper, bronze, gold, silver, isn't it? They used the copper and bronze for make tools, weapons, ornaments and vessels, and also they used the gold and silver to make ornament and the vessels. Okay, we means the archaeologist found some of the wonderful objects here. The archaeologist found some of the wonderful objects in Harappa. Those were beads. Those are some of the important beads, weights and blades. These are some of the important wonderful objects the archaeologists found in Harappa. And also the Harappans also made seals from the stone. They also made the seals from the stone. Okay, these seals, especially generally they are rectangular shape. These seals were rectangular shapes, and also on these seals they carved the animals' picture. The animals' pictures were carved on the seals. Okay, the Harappans also made many pots, many beautiful pots. They were also made. These pots have the beautiful black designs. They made the beautiful black designs on the pots. Okay, the Harappans were also know how to produce cotton, and also they know the uses of the cloths. They know the uses of the cloths, and also they grow the cotton. They grow the cotton and also they prepare the cloths. Okay, we can observe the actual pieces of the cloth. We can found attached to the lid of silver vase. Actual pieces of the cloths were found attached to the lid of the silver vase and some copper objects at the Mohenjo-daro. Okay, the archaeologists have also found spindle oilers made by terracotta and faience. They were used to spin thread. They were used the spin thread here. Okay. So when we observe these things, the many of the things that were produced by the specialist, that is the work of the specialist. When we observe the things which were made by the Harappans, we can decide these were the work of some of the specialists. What do you mean by specialist? What do you mean by specialist? These are some of the work of the specialist. What do you mean by specialist? What do you mean by specialist? Who were called as specialist? Who were called as specialist? A specialist is a person. Specialist is a person who is trained to do only one kind of work. A person who is trained. A person who is trained to do only one kind of work. He was known as specialist. Okay, then give the example. For example, cutting stones, cutting stone, polishing beads, carving seals. When we observe this work, we can when we observe these things, we can easily say these are the work of some of the specialists. The common people cannot do work like this. Okay, we can confirmly say that this is the work of some of the specialists here. So, and also when we observe the statue, which was already given in your textbook, which is in page number 28 here. Observe this statue. When we observe this statue, which is in page number 28. Page number 28, we can decide only the specialist can do this work. When we observe this statue, we can easily say this is the work of some of the specialists. Observe the statue. How well the face is carved. How well the face of that statue was carved, and also how carefully the beard is shown. How carefully the beard is shown. When we observe these things, we can easily say some of the special persons or specialists make this statue and make some of the things here. Okay, we don't know only the men's are the specialist or the women's are the specialist. We don't know. We don't have any evidence. Okay, maybe perhaps the both men's and women's were the specialist here. They did all such type of works. Okay, next, from where they bring the raw materials, where they bring the raw materials to produce these goods. Let us learn about that. Okay, in search of raw materials. Next we learn about in search of raw materials. In search of raw materials. What type of raw materials they used, from where they bring these raw materials. Let us learn about that. Okay, here the Harappans used the two types of raw materials. The Harappans used the two types of raw materials. Those were, one is the raw materials which is naturally found. The natural raw materials they used. Natural raw materials. They used the natural raw materials. The second one, they also used the raw materials which is produced by the farmers and herders. They also used the raw materials which were produced by the farmers and the herders. Farmers and herders. Okay, in this way, the Harappans used the two types of raw materials. Those were natural raw materials. For example, we can give the examples of natural raw materials. For example, wood. Wood is naturally available. The ores of the metals. These are some of the important natural raw materials. We get these raw materials. Okay, they use the natural raw materials to produce the goods. Not only they use the natural raw materials to produce the goods, and also they used the raw materials which were produced by the farmers and the herders. which were produced by the farmers and the herders. Some goods they are also used to produce the some finished goods. Okay, I will give an example. For example, cotton, isn't it? Cotton is one of the raw materials used in produce cloth. Okay, the cotton was the goods produced by the farmers. Later, they processed that cloth. They used that cotton to prepare the cloths. Okay, in this way they used the natural raw materials and also the raw materials which were produced by the farmers and herders. Okay, next, where they bring these raw materials? From where? From which place they bring these raw materials? So they used some of the raw materials which were locally available. They used the raw materials which is locally available, and also some goods, some raw materials were not available in the local. So then they bring those raw materials from the distant places. Okay, first they use the raw materials which is available in local places. Which goods or which raw materials were not available in the local places, then they bring those raw materials which they are available, means from the distant places. From the distant places they were also bring the raw materials. Okay, let us learn which are the main materials, which are the main items they used here. Okay, especially which items they bring from the distant places. Especially they bring the copper, tin, gold, silver and precious stones. Especially they bring the some important items, like they bring the copper, tin, gold, silver and precious stones. These are the some of the raw materials. They brought these raw materials from the distant places. Where they bring these raw materials, let us learn about that. Especially the copper. They brought the copper from the Rajasthan, present day Rajasthan. The Rajasthan, they get the copper, and also they bring the copper from Oman. They bring the copper from Rajasthan and Oman in West Asia. Oman is in West Asia. Okay. And also they used the tin. For what purpose they used the tin? Especially they used the bronze. Okay, to prepare the bronze, they should mix the copper with the tin. They wanted the tin. For what purpose? To make the to make the bronze. When they mix this tin with copper, then they produced the bronze. They used the bronze. Okay. So this tin, they brought this tin from Afghanistan and Iran. From Afghanistan and Iran. From Afghanistan and Iran, they brought the tin. What were the uses of the tin? To prepare bronze, they want the tin. When they mix this tin with the copper, they produce the bronze. Okay, they used the bronze. For that purpose, they brought the tin from the Afghanistan and Iran. Okay, next the gold. The gold, they brought the gold from Karnataka. Today's Karnataka, present day Karnataka. And also they bring the precious stones. They bring the precious stones. They bring the gold from Karnataka, present day Karnataka. Okay, they brought the gold from Karnataka. Okay, then and also they brought the precious stones. They brought the precious stones, present day Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. They brought precious stones from Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. In this way, these materials they brought from the distant places to produce the finished goods. Okay, next we learn about what type of food they used and who supplies the food to the Harappan's people. Okay, let us learn about that. Okay, food for people in the cities. Let us learn about food for people in the cities. Who supplies the food? What type of food grains they grow at that time? Let us learn about that. Food for people in the cities. People in the cities. Let us learn about that. Okay. Most of the Harappan peoples lived in the cities. The most of the peoples were lived in the cities. Some peoples were lived in the countryside. Some were lived in the cities and some were lived in the countryside. There they grew some of the crops and also they reared the animals. The people who lived in the countryside out of the city, they grew some crops. Not only they grew some crops and also they reared the animals. Okay, these farmers and herders, these means who were lived out of the city, who lived countryside. The people who lived in countryside, those farmers and herders, they supplied the food grains to the peoples who are living in the cities. Okay, they supplied the food to craft persons. The people who are living in the countryside, they supplied food to craft persons, scribers and rulers in the cities, who are living in the cities. Okay, what type of food grains they grow on that time? They grow many types of the food grains. Especially they grow the wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed and mustard. These are some of the food grains grown in Harappa. Especially the people who lived in countryside, they grew these crops. Not only they grew these crops, they supplied these food grains to the persons who are lived in the cities. Okay. Next, what types of tools they used to grow grains, or what type of tools they used in agriculture? Let us learn about that. Especially they used the new tool called plough. They used the new tool called plough. They used the plough for the agriculture purpose. Especially they grow the wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed and mustard. For to grow these grains, what type of tools they used? Especially they used the new tool called flow. They used this tool. Okay, why did they use this tool? What was the use of this tool? The use of this tool was to dig the earth, to dig the earth, to dig the earth for turning the soil and planting seeds. The main use of the flow was to dig the earth, for turning the soil, and planting the seeds. For that purpose they used these flow. The archaeologists did not found the flow anywhere in Harappa. How can we decide they used the flow for the agriculture purpose? Under such a situation, the archaeologists did not found the flow which were used in Harappans in agriculture. How can we say they are using the flow in agriculture? Even though we did not found the flow in anywhere in the Harappan cities. How can we say they are using the flow for the agriculture? But we can see the toy of flow, toy model. We can observe, we can see the archaeologists found the toy model of flow only available. Archaeologists found the toy model of the flow. So when they use the toy model for the children's, they may perhaps use the flow in their agriculture. We can decide like this, isn't it? Yes, probably they used this flow. These flow were made by the wood. Perhaps probably they made this flow from the wood. Probably they made the wooden flow. It may be destroyed. It may be destroyed, isn't it? So it was not survived. As a result, we did not found. The archaeologists did not found the real flow in anywhere of Harappan cities. Only we found only the toy of flow. When we observe the toy of flow, we can easily say they used the flow in agriculture. Okay. Next, here in this region not received heavy rainfall. This region, the Harappan, where we find the Harappan cities, that places did not receive heavy rainfall. As a result, they used the irrigation facilities also. What do you mean by irrigation? It means the water was stored and supplied to the fields when the plants were growing. That is known as irrigation. Why did they use the irrigation facilities here? Because that regions did not receive heavy rainfall. As a result, they used the irrigation facilities here. What do you mean by irrigation? Irrigation means the water was stored and supplied to the fields. The water was stored and later it was supplied to the fields when the plants were growing. That is known as irrigation facilities. They know about the irrigation facility. They already adopted the irrigation facilities here for growing the plants. Okay. Not only they grow the plants, not only they grow the food grains here, and also they were the herderers, means they reared many types of animals here, especially they reared the cattle, they reared the cattle, they reared the cattle, sheep, they reared the many animals here. Among them some of the important were cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, these are the some of the animals reared by the Harappans. Harappans especially reared the cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, etc. Okay, where they reared these animals? In which place? Where the Harappans reared these animals? They reared these animals where the water and pastures were available around their settlement. They reared these animals in which place? Or where the water and pastures, pastures means green land, grass was available around their settlement. In that places they reared all these animals. Okay, so when the dry in summer season, what did they do during the summer season? Summer season there is no grass, isn't it? I already told these places did not receive the heavy rainfall. What about the summer season? It become dry, isn't it? During the dry summer months or summer season, a large herds of animals were probably taken to a greater distance in search of grass and water from during the summer season. Probably they taken their animals to the greater distance in search of food and water, where the food and water is available for their animals. In that places they went to that places. In some seasons they stayed in that places, later they get back. Okay, this was the situation we found. And also they also collected some fruits. They also collected some fruits like burr, and also they caught the fishes and also they hunted the wild animals. These are some of the important occupations of the Harappans. They hunted the wild animals, especially they hunted the wild animals like antelope. Okay, these are some of the important occupations of the Harappans. Okay, let us learn about some of the important towns which were in Gujarat, especially the two important cities. We learn about the two important cities which were in Gujarat. Let us learn about that. Okay, next write down the heading, a closer look, Harappan towns in Gujarat. A closer look Harappan towns in Gujarat. Harappan towns in Gujarat. Especially we shall learn about the two important towns which were in Gujarat. Let us learn what are the specialities of those cities. Those are, one is Dholavira and another one is Lothal. Let us learn about the two important cities of Harappa which were in the Gujarat. Those were, one is Dholavira and another one is Lothal. Let us learn about that. Okay. The one of the important city was Dholavira. Dholavira is in Gujarat. Dholavira. This city was located, Dholavira city was located on Khadir Bet. This Dholavira was located on Khadir Bet. Khadir Bet. Dholavira, the city Dholavira was located on Khadir Bet in the Rann of Kutch. It is in the Rann of Kutch. The city Dholavira located on Khadir Bet in the Rann of Kutch. Okay. Here the fresh water and fertile soil is available. So in Dholavira city contains the fresh water and fertile soil. In that places they built the Dholavira city. Okay, this is located on Khadir Bet in the Rann of Kutch. Okay, what is the specialities of Dholavira when we compare to the other cities of Harappas? What was the special characteristics or speciality of this Dholavira city? Okay, the other Harappan cities, I already explained the cities, isn't it? All other cities were divided into two parts. All other cities of Harappa was divided into two parts. Okay, but we found Dholavira was divided into three parts. Dholavira was divided into three parts. The speciality of the Dholavira was the other Harappan cities were divided into only two parts. Okay, the most of the cities were divided into two parts, but the Dholavira was divided into three parts. Okay, and also the each part was surrounded by the massive stone walls. Means the each part was surrounded by the forts. Each part means all these three parts of Dholavira was surrounded by the forts or massive stone walls, and also they have the only one entrance. They have the entrance with the gateway. There is a gateway. Through that gateway there is a entrance to the city. This was the one of the important characteristics of the this Dholavira. And also there is a large open area. We can also found a large open area in this settlement. Large open area in Dholavira. And also they used this place for the public ceremonies. Many public ceremonies, there may be a public ceremonies were held in these places. Where is the large open area is there? No? There. In that places a public ceremonies could be held. Okay, this is the one of the important characteristics of the Dholavira. The second important characteristics of Dholavira is the archaeologist found a large letter of Harappan script here. Large letters of script, large letters Harappan script were found in this region. Okay, they carved this script out of the white stone. They carved the script out of on the white stone and perhaps inlaid in wood. It is inlaid on wood. This type of large letters Harappan script also found in the Dholavira. This is also the another important things we found in Dholavira. This is the one of the unique find in Dholavira. Generally we can found the Harappan script on the small seals, on the seals. So that is also found on the small objects such as seals. But the first time the archaeologist found the one of the large letters of the Harappan script. They found in the Dholavira. This is the one of the important thing they found. This is the one of the unique the archaeologist found in the Dholavira. Okay, as a result Dholavira become one of the important cities in Harappa. Okay, the another important city of Gujarat, that is Lothal. Let us learn what is the important characteristics or what are the important objects we found in Lothal. Okay, next the another important place of Gujarat is Lothal. Another important city of Gujarat was Lothal. Okay, what we found in Lothal and where we found the Lothal? The city of Lothal stood beside the tributary of the Sabarmati. It is on the tributary of the Sabarmati. The Lothal stood on the Lothal stood beside the tributary of Sabarmati. Tributary of Sabarmati. It is located beside a tributary of the Sabarmati. Okay, it is also in Gujarat. Okay, it is very close to the Gulf of Khambat. It is very close. This Lothal city was very close, very near to the Gulf of Khambat. Gulf of Khambat. It is very close. It is very near. It is very near to the Gulf of Khambat. Okay, here we can observe the city called Lothal. So it was situated near areas. This city was situated near the areas where the raw materials are available. Raw materials are easily available. This place, we can found this place. This place was situated near. This place is situated near where the raw materials are very easily available, especially the raw materials like precious stones. Where the precious stones are easily available. In that place, this city was situated. Okay, this was an important center of the making objects. Lothal was one of the important center of making objects out of the stones, shells and metals. The people who are living in Lothal, they produced some of the things or objects from the stone, shells and metals. Using stone, shells and metals, the peoples who are living in Lothal, they produced many things, many objects here. Okay, and also we also found storehouses in the cities. This city has the storehouse. Okay, and also we found many seal and ceilings here. Many seals and ceilings were also we found in this area. Seals and ceilings. Ceilings means what? Ceilings means the impression of the seal. The impression of the seal on clay, that is called as ceilings. We can also found many seals and ceilings in Lothal. Okay, these seal and ceilings we found in the storehouses, and also we found one of the building here. One of the archaeologist found one of the building here. That building probably a workshop. We found one of the building here. That building probably a workshop. Probably a workshop. They used this workshop for making beads, pieces of stones, etc. In that places, in that workshop, they making the beads. They making the beads and pieces of stones here. Okay, half-made we can found the half-made beads, tools for bead making and finished beads. We found in this area. We found in this area half-made beads. We found in this area half-made beads, tools for bead making and finished beads. These are all available in that place. As a result, the archaeologist comes to a decision. This may be a building of workshop. It is a workshop building. Okay, this is also one of the important things, important characteristics of the Lothal. We can found these such type of important buildings here. Okay, next, how this civilization come to an end, how this city life come to an end. Let us we learn about that. Okay, the mystery of the end, the mystery of the end, the mystery of the end. Mystery of the end. How this Harappan cities come to an end. Let us learn about that. Okay, around 3900 years ago, around 3900 years ago, we find a beginning of major change. We found the beginning of major changes on the earth. Okay, as a result, the people stopped living in many of the cities. The people stopped living in many cities. Okay, the people stopped the uses of writing, seals and weights. They also stopped the writing, seals and also the weights were no longer used here. And also they stopped the raw materials which was brought from the distant places. So distant places, the bringing of materials, raw materials from the distant places, this is also become very rare. Okay, in the Mohenjo-daro, we find that garbages filled in the especially in the Mohenjo-daro city. The garbage filled up on the street. The garbage filled up on the street. Okay, and also we observed the drainage system was broke down. The drainage system was broke down and new less impressive houses were built. Only the new less impressive houses were built. Okay, even over the street. Okay, so all this tells us this civilization come to an end. Okay, what were the main cause for the end of these cities? What were the main reasons for the end of these cities? Why did this civilization come to an end? Let us learn about that. Okay, what were the main reasons or causes? The archaeologists or some scholars, they gave more reasons for this. Those were, one is the rivers dried up. The rivers dried up. One of the main reasons the end of these cities were one is the rivers dried up. Rivers dried up. The second one is deforestation. Second one is deforestation. Deforestation. The next one is overgrazing. 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 The next one is flooding. Flood. These are the main reasons for the end of this civilization or end of these cities. These are the some of the reasons given by the scholars. Some of the scholars, they given these reasons. One is the rivers dried up. The people who are living in cities, they were depend upon the rivers for water and agriculture purpose, etc. Isn't it? When the climatic condition was changed, when the major changes was happened about around in 3900 years ago, then the rivers were dried up. When the rivers were dried up, so at that time the peoples move from one place to another place in search of food and water. Where the water is available, they moved. They lived these places and they moved other places. Okay, when the rivers dried up. Next, deforestation. Why did the deforestation was happened here? Because the peoples of Harappans, they used the wood as a fuel. They once they want fuel for the baking bricks. They want fuel baking bricks for baking bricks, isn't it? They, for that purpose, they cut down the more and more trees here. As a result, it led to the deforestation. They cut down the more and more trees. They want fuel to baking the bricks and also for the smelting copper ores. For smelting copper ores, for this purpose, they want the fuel. And for that purpose, they cut down the trees more and more in large number. As a result, it led to the deforestation. When there is no forest, it become very difficult to survive in that places. This is also one of the another reasons for the decline of this civilization. Okay, the next one is overgrazing. Overgrazing. I already told more people were herders here, isn't it? The people depend upon the animals. They reared many types of animals here. Okay, when they reared the large number of animals, they overgrazed the pastures. As a result, they faced the many problems. So that situation has also led the decline of these cities. Okay, next one is flooding. Flooding. The flooding is also flooding or river drying up. The flooding is also another reasons. The people stopped to live in these regions. They may went to the another places. These are the some of the reasons. This led to the decline of these civilizations, or this reasons led to the end of these city life. Okay, the other persons, other scholars were not ready to accept these reasons are the main causes for the end of these cities. Some scholars says, so only flooding and rivers drying up would have had an effect in only some areas. These causes affect only some areas. It not affects all the regions of Harappan cities. Okay, it appears as if the rulers lost control. They may be rulers lost their control. When the rulers lost their control, it led to effects of changes are quite clear here. It affects the people when the rulers lost their control. When the rulers lost their control, it affects to the people more. As a result, they stopped to leave these places. They went to another places. Okay, for example, the sites in Sindh and West Punjab were abandoned, while the many people moved into newer smaller settlement to the east and south. They are there in that places. They built a new cities around 1400 years. Okay, this lesson was ended. Okay, thank you.